Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. Got 5 more packs to open up. Let's see what we got today. Omnixless pack. Is that ominous? Let's see, we have a Mindraker. 3/1 black devoid. 3/3 creature. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, each opponent discards a card. Territorial Bay. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Territorial Bay gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Interesting. They reprinted that one. Royal Mage's Trick. Creatures your opponents control get -X/-0 till end of turn, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast Royal Mage's Trick. 4 mana, so at most they could get -4/-0. Unless some effect causes spells to cost more than normal, then you might be able to put all 5 mana into it, but still. It's a card, I guess. Belligerent Whiptail. You remember that from yesterday's. Core Castigator. Can't be blocked by Eldrazi Science. 3/1 for 2. White's getting some interesting creatures. They're a little bit more powerful than a bear. Fertile Thicket. That's a nice card. I actually don't have a spot to put the lands. It's technically colorless, so I guess we put it in the colorless pile. Okay. Geyserfield Stalker. Wait, let me talk to you about Fertile Thicket. It's actually a really good card. It lets you search for a basic land from the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal it and put it on top, put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your library in any order. But it fixes your opening draw very, very nicely. I mean, this actually I think would be better than Halimar Depths with what it does in a 5-color deck or more. This really is invaluable in any kind of a pre-release kind of standard. It works to fix your mana. If you're going to play 2 or more colors, play this. You'll get your cards. Then with Landfall, that means your next setup. You're setting yourself up for your next Landfall trigger. It's just a decent card. Sometimes you'll whiff. You won't get any cards out of it. You won't see any basic lands. That happens, but it's still a really good card. Snapping Gnarlid. That's a nice card. I was kind of hoping they'd reprint Aura Gnarlid, but I don't know. Evolving Wilds. Of the 2, I would still go with Fertile Thicket, but if I wasn't playing green, I'd go with Evolving Wilds. Just gonna say it. Eldrazi Skyspotter. This card. I never got any of them in the pre-release, but too many of my opponents play these against me. 2/1 blue for 2/1 flying creature with Devoid. When it comes to play, you put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature onto the battlefield. It has sacrifice, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. This card is going to make Ghostfire Blade and just red. I'm sorry, no, not even red. Blue and green with this card and oh gosh, so many good colorless creatures with Ghostfire Blade. And while it's still legal, play Obelisk of Erd and just convoke Obelisk into play, naming Eldrazi. The Scions get it, the Sky Spawner gets it, all of your cards get them. And you just keep pumping them out, and they're 3/3s at minimum. Gosh, that's just really, really powerful. And it's going to rotate out immediately. But still, that's pretty good. The Sky Spawner, it gives blue a 2/1 flyer for 3. Basically, it gives blue a 3/2, and 3 power out of 3 mana. That's incredibly good. Being able to potentially pump them up with any kind of effect, really good. So Ghostfire Blade works so nicely. It's just, gosh, blue suddenly has all these haste creatures and all these, really, really powerful creatures that come out early. Oh, that's not even an uncommon. It's just a common. I don't know how that got printed. I mean, it's still mana, too. So on your opponent's turn, they may think you don't have enough to cast a counterspell, but you still have that extra 1 colorless mana if you need it. Gosh, that's strong. Eldrazi Sky Spawner is an incredibly powerful card. Again, build that deck while you can play it. Stasis Snare, excellent. This gets flash, but we can't tap something down with instant speed. Whatever. Blighted Fen, force your opponent to sacrifice a creature. This is decent. In limited, it's not too bad, but with all the spawn that are in play, in standard, it's probably not going to see play in standard as much because people just sacrifice a spawn token. It's an uncommon colorless card. Yeah. I really like this card, though. In Commander, this might be fun, because you could board wipe, and then whatever was indestructible, force them to sacrifice it. Ulamog's Despoiler. Enters the battlefield, you may put 2 cards your opponents can own from exile into the graveyard. If you do, it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters. So 6 mana for 5/5, potentially 6 mana for 9/9. Interesting. And our rare card is Canopy Vista. Wow. It's the, well, people are calling them Tango Lands. People are calling them, oh gosh, people are calling them so many things. Personally, I like the effect that it's the check land ability, so it's the double check land ability. But that will never catch on. And our full art card is a full art swamp. Very nice. And a plant token. Nice. They'll go with the Grove Tender from yesterday. That was all pack 1. Can you believe it? This pack is Theora. By the way, a friend of mine, she's really, really great with art. She's actually going to college right now. Her version of Theora is very, very similar to this. I think they actually, I don't know, that's not fair to say they're copying, but I do feel like they are influenced by saying, hey, that is a decent version of Theora. Again, I don't know exactly who it is that does this artwork, but my friend, she's really great at artwork, so yeah. Anyway, we're in Spectrum, Nakana Assassin, Seek the Wilds, Lava Step Raider, Kidney Patrol, another Sky Spawner, Ruin Processor. You may put a card and put an Olens from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, you gain 5 life. Interesting. 7 mana to gain 5 life and get a 7/8. That's really strong. Bone Splinter is reprinted. Brood Hunter Worm, 4/3 for 4. Not bad. Interesting that, like the Yetis from Khan's block, they were 4/3 for 2 and 2 red. This is 3 and 1 green for a 4/3. So green definitely gets a little bit of an edge when it comes to straight creatures, especially in vanilla. And Mortuary Mire. When enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from a graveyard on top of your library. This is a decent card. Some friends of mine were talking about how it works very, very well with Pauper format, because it's a common card that allows you to recur without getting countered and without, I mean, you just play 4 of them and it works. Aquum Stonewaker. 2 mana for 2/1. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 and 1 red. If you do, put a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste on the battlefield. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Interesting. So when you play land, you immediately can get 3 damage out of it. Potentially more. Or, or you can at least pay the 3 mana, attack with a 3/1, potentially kill the creature. I think it's worth it. That turns your land drops later on in the game into a decent attack effect. Because if I'm not mistaken, this triggers, and then you can tap for mana because the mana doesn't use the stack, and then use that mana to activate to pay off the trigger effect. Spawning Bed. This is going in my colorless Kozilek deck for Commander. 6 mana, tap, sacrifice, put 3 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion tokens into play. You know what they do. Decent card. I like it. Anything that puts tokens out is really fun. And our next, I think our next card's a rare. Nope, it's an uncommon. Windrider Patrol, 4/3 for 5, flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, scry 2. I love this card. This was really fun and limited, but I never got to attack with it because people destroyed it as soon as possible. I think that might be a good sign. Our rare card is another Guardian of Tazim. Whatever. And we got a full art mountain. Not bad. Alright, and another Eldrazi Scion. 3rd pack. Oops. Call the Scions. Nice. Sorcery puts 2 Eldrazi spawn onto the, Eldrazi Scion creature tokens onto the battlefield. For 3 mana, not bad. It triggers creatures coming into play. Decent card in any case. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play it in, though. I mean, this works, though, with the Sky Spawner and the Ghostfire Blades, because you lose the tokens. They have to board wipe, but then you just pop out 2 creatures for 2 creatures here, 2 creatures here, equip them with Ghostfire Blade. Gosh, that's going to be a fun deck. Merc Strider. Let's see. Enters the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into their graveyard. If you do, return target creature to its owner's hand. 4 mana for 3/2. That Void Mage Separatist is also playable in Standard, but it's a different type of deck. Voracious Null, zombie. 2/2 for 3, sacrifice another creature, you put 2+1/+1 counters on it. You can only activate this as a sorcery. But when you have tokens coming into play, this is a very, very strong card. Boron Reef Invoker. Tandem Tactics. Outnumber. Interesting. I believe this is a reprint. This might actually be from Portal, but it deals damage to target creature. No, it's not from Portal. It's an instant. Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control. That's actually pretty good at instant speed because in this set you're going to have a lot of creatures coming into play. Touch of the Void. It's kind of like Ghostfire, but it's not instant, and you do get to exile the card if it would die. And Sheer Drop. Kozilek's Channeler. McKindy Slide Runner. This should be the uncommons. Murasa Ranger. 4 mana for 3/3. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you may pay 4 mana. If you do, you put 2+1/+1 counters on Murasa Ranger. This is, I guess, going to replace the heroic effect, but that's not. I don't feel like that's actually strong enough. Now, with Hardened Scales, paying 4 mana to put 3 counters on, I don't know. It still doesn't feel strong enough. Skyrider Elf. 2/2 for, well, no matter what you do, it's going to cost 1 blue and 1 green, so it becomes a 2/2 because you spent 2 different colors of mana. You can pump this up to make it a 5/5 flyer for 5 mana, but that's about it. It is an ally, but that's about it. Set that right there. It's uncommon, so we'll set it right there. Next card. Blighted Step. Yeah, we've already seen what it does. And our rare card is Defiant Bloodlord. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So they have another vampire creature that duplicates an enchantment at 7 mana, 4/5 flying. I don't know. Kind of disappointed. We got a full art Plains, and we got another Curly token. Got Curly and Shemp. Pack 4. Coral Helm Guide. Nice effect, give the creature unblockable. It is a merfolk, it is an ally. 2 mana for 2/1, works excellent with Training Grounds. I know I talk about that card a lot, but it's a really good card. Being able to make something unblockable is pretty good. Thassa is going to be rotating out, so that is an option. Oh, it's not uncommon. I thought it would be. It's not. Nirkana Assassin, Boron Reef Invoker, Dispel reprint, Angelic Gift, Lava Step Raider, Ghostly Sentinel, 3/3 flying vigilance for 5. Benthic Infiltrator. That looks like a shark Eldrazi. 1/4 for 3, devoid, ingest, and it can't be blocked. So this is a mill strategy, kind of, but this works with Ghostfire Blade, so yeah. McKindy Slide Runner. Smite the Monstrous reprint. Scythe Leopard. Oh, it's an uncommon. Oh, yesterday I put it in the wrong pile. Next card. Grove Tender Druids, another one of those. And Crumble to Dust. Devoid, exile target non-basic land, search its controller graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that. Exile them, then the player shuffles his or her library. Interesting reprint. Well, it's not actually a reprint, it's a new take on another card. Sowing Salt. And our rare card is Serpentine Spike. Well, 7 mana, deals 9 damage, exiles up to 3 creatures, and you have to say a different target each time. But it clears the field. It might see play in Commander. Gosh. Full Art Forest and a core ally token. Let's open our last pack. Territorial Bay, Royal Mage's Trick, creatures component. Yeah, we've seen that one. Tandem Tactics. Sure Strike, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike at the end of turn. Decent, it's Incinerate on a creature, so you can kind of swing out and deal an extra 3 damage by paying 2 mana. Tightening Coils. This is a decent card to slow down your opponent. Pin to the Earth, kind of a card. So now blue has 2 Pin to the Earth type of effects. Looting Spires, enters the battlefield tapped, gets +1/+1 in first strike. Okay, decent landfall trigger, like with Territorial Bay, that would turn it into a 7/7 first strike. It's worth it, I think. Grave Birthing, devoid. Target opponent exiles a card from their graveyard. You put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi sword, and you draw a card. Interesting. Interesting. Not sure where that's too strong. We're running out of room. Eyeless Watcher. This comes to play and puts 2 other creatures into play. So like Kozilek's Predator, but instead of being a 3/3 getting 2/0/1s, it's a 1/1 getting 2/1/1s. So you still get 3 power out of it. But you can play them both in Commander or whatever. I think it's an uncommon. I have to look that up. Eyeless Watcher, I think it's a decent card. A lot of cool creature entering the battlefield effects work with that. Eldrazi Devastator, 8/9 trample for 8. Unified Front. Yeah, we've seen that card. Nope. Pathway Arrows. Interesting. Picks off the Eldrazi Scions, but it's kind of slow, I think, for standard. Halimar Tidecaller. Good way to pull back that counter spell. And it's an ally. Wasteland Strangler. Oh, we've hit our rare card. That's weird. So we're going to have a foil. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile onto the player's graveyard. If you do, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Decent. So for 3 mana, you get to kill a creature and keep your creature, potentially. That's actually not too bad. In standard, you'd play that. You might even play that in Commander or even in Tiny Leader. Our foil card is Nirkana Assassin. So we have a full version of that. And full art mountain. So we are missing the island. Oh well, not too bad. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you saw some interesting cards. We didn't get we didn't get that great. I mean, we did get the double check land. We did get a foil. Not too bad. And hope you're having a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, and or a wonderful evening. And I hope tomorrow is even better. Take care, everyone.